Hey guys, I know this is Miss Young. I know there was kind of a lot of confusion on the homework from yesterday. The homework that y'all were given yesterday kind of had this problem at the top. It had yesterday's date on it, but it was actually, I guess it was in the recycle bin. The substitute gave it to you guys and you weren't supposed to use it. Excuse me. But it is on tonight's homework as well, so you can just do one of the two questions. You don't have to do both of them. I mean, you're going to have the same answer for both. Also, on this one tonight, it didn't print out the question, and the questions should be, what number will go in the shaded, region. So what number would go in this section right here? That overlaps integers, whole numbers, and rational numbers. So I'm just going to kind of go over the notes from today. So we talked about Venn diagrams, and that is a visual representation to show the relationship between groups. So this is the Venn diagram that we used in our notes today. A set of whole numbers are counting numbers from 0 to infinity. So like when you're in kindergarten, you start counting at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yada, yada, yada. Those are all whole numbers. An integer is a positive number, a negative number, or 0, but it is not a fraction or decimal. So any number on a normal number line that goes from any negative infinity to positive infinity, and it can include 0, but it cannot be a fraction or decimal. And then a rational number includes whole numbers and integers, but it also has decimals and fractions. So when we did our examples, we have like 0. 0 is a whole number, an integer, and rational. The smallest, most specific circle it would go into, or oval, would be the whole number. So if I was going to label this, 0 would be a whole number. Same thing with 4. 4, most specific, is going to be a 4 is a whole number. Then I have negative 3. Negative 3 is negative, so it cannot be a whole number. So the most specific oval it will go into is an integer. And then we have negative 2 and 3/10. It is not a whole number. It is not an integer. So the most specific oval it will go into, or circle, is the rational numbers. So using that information, I'm going to go on to the homework tonight and kind of go over that with you. What I would do, it says 3 sets of numbers are shown in the Venn diagram, and what number will go into the shaded region. So you need to find a number that will fit in this shaded region right here. Now, the first thing I would do is just take each number and classify them like we did on the first example we did. So we had like 6, and then we put, if it's a whole number, an integer, rational. Negative 3, it was only integer and rational. 14 over 2, it reduces to 7 because 14 divided by 2 is 7. So therefore, it is a whole number, and it is an integer and rational. And then 32 and 5/10 is only rational. So I would do the same thing here. And you're going to have to find a number that is all 3. It has all 3 whole numbers, integers, and rational next to it. Then on number 2, it says put the following numbers on the number line, then classify them in the correct circle of the Venn diagram. The Venn diagram is a little bit small, and I apologize for that. It just wouldn't really fit if I made it much bigger. Anyhow, so the first step in classifying or putting the numbers on the number line is change them all to a decimal. So this one is 6 and 1500, so that's already a decimal. And I would do the T-chart like we were doing. So we have rational numbers, and you would write all your numbers down. 6 and 1500ths, 6 and 1/15th, 6 and 5/10ths, and then 6 and 1/5. And then I would put your decimals over here, and then change everything to a decimal. If it's already a decimal, leave it, but change everything to a decimal. Make sure they all have the same place value. So if 1 is in the hundredths, they all have to be the hundredths. If 1 is in the thousandths, they all have to be the thousandths. And then once you're done here, that will tell you to put where to put it here. If you're looking, this is only goes from 6 to 7. So this is 6 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, and then it'll go to 7. So this is 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.4, 6.5, 6.6, 6.7, 6.8, 6.9. And then once you put your little piece on there, so let's say I've got something that's in between 6.7 and 6.8, I would put that number. So like 6.75 would go there. Something like that. That's not one of my actual numbers, obviously, but so that's just an example. And then once you're done, you're going to take them and you're going to place them. If it's a whole number, that's the smallest circle it'll go into, put it in that circle. If it's an integer and that's the smallest circle it'll go into, put it as integer. And then rational, if it is only rational, that's the smallest circle it'll go into, you need to put it into rational. If you guys have any questions on the homework tonight, please send me a message to remind. Send me an email. I will do my best to help you guys. I've told y'all numerous times I am kind of an old lady, so I do usually go to bed about 8:30. So please try to ask me before then. If you have any questions, just ask me. I'm always here to help you guys. Have a good night. Bye.